Hello everyone, I'm Wazzup. Today I want to be talking about Lureless Toons and, just what people think about them and what I think about them, and just sort of get a discussion going on. So, first off, a Lureless Toon is a toon that does not have lure. That is very simple. That means they have to have tune up, trap, sound, throw, squirt, and drop. So, I'm going to explain why people hate them, and then explain, my take on it. So first off, they cannot prevent any damage. Lure is the gag that prevents damage and allows you to add a 50% boost to throw and squirt. It's very useful. You can prevent damage and do that. It's pretty much, you're either using sound or lure. That's kind of what you're doing. There's only two main fighting styles, and if you don't have lure, then you only have sound. And yeah, it's very, very risky. They cannot really do duos. If you're doing like a duo Office D, the other person, since you only have up to however many one person takes, if they only have, like I have, like 10 group lures, you're gonna run out pretty quickly, especially if they miss a lot. And the Lureless Toon can't do anything except go for the cog or tune up. And, that's kind of, it's tough. Trios might be a challenge. Now, something I want to talk about is their lure SOSs. So if they cannot lure, the only way they can do it is by using an SOS card. Now, what's weird about this is SOS cards like Nancy Gas, I don't even remember the other ones. It's like Stinky whatever, or Clumsy. I don't even remember his name. So yeah, the lure SOSs like Little Oldman. It's 100% accuracy. This is going for all toons. It's 100% accuracy unless somebody else uses another lure SOS, or some idiot lures with it. So don't do that. Please don't. Unless you use like a Toon's hit. I don't know if that'll affect it. I've never tried anything like that because I think you need like 3 people for that. Anyways, so yeah, it's 100% accuracy. Except the thing about this is they're all only one turn. So you get one turn of lure, and then the cogs will wake up after that turn, or after a turn. So their SOSs don't even do the lure any good because they don't last. They don't prevent damage for very long at all. Just one turn. That's pretty useless. So even if you farmed 100 Little Old Men, it still wouldn't be good enough. So I'm gonna go into the reasons why I hate them. Oh my lord! One of the main reasons why I don't like them is, let's say you're gonna use a trap, or you're gonna lure, or or you need a lure, like if everyone's low in health or something, and they don't say, let's use lure. Sorry, I can't. Look how easy this is. Battle, I don't even know where it is. Gags, yeah, here. Where is it? Let's use lure, and then sorry, I can't. Or you can just go right here. If you should be used to it because you're lureless. It takes like 5 seconds to do that, right? Or you can just say, this. They added a new one where it's you should use. I really hate this system. Yeah, you should use lure on the next turn, or you should use lure. Like it's so easy to say what you're gonna say. Or if you have chat, which 98% of all people on this server, they can just say, it's so easy. It's so easy to say you're lureless. It's so simple. Yet some of these lureless toons don't know how to do that, or they don't take the effort to. Please, okay, if you're lureless, please let people know. Whenever I'm in a group, like in a VP group, I don't have time to chat because normally I don't, I do check, but sometimes if I get invited, I don't have time to check because they just leave if I'm like the last person, which I normally am the last person anyways. Stop doing. Oh my gosh. Anyways, so yeah, it's just the lack of coordination really bothers me in a lot of instances. It really does. Yeah, if you're lureless, please practice those simple phrases in the speed chat or speed chat plus or chat. Please do that. If you're in a group with them, they will make you lure more. If one person doesn't have lure, then you're going to be luring more than them because they can't lure. So they're going to constantly be attacking or tuning up, and you can run out of lure really quickly. If you're doing like a three-man with the Lureless Toon, that's a 25% decrease in the amount of lure you have. And if you're doing a duo, then you have 50% less. And, it's just... Wait, no, I don't think I said that right, but you got what I'm saying. The lure in the group is getting dramatically decreased because, you're going to have to lure more. You've one less person doing it for you or with the group. So that's bad. They cannot solo. This isn't really a reason why people hate them. But if you are a Lureless Toon, odds are you're not going to be a soloing toon because of the SOS card thing. You're not going to be able to last long with lure SOSs. You can't use the overpowered presentation for 14, 15 turns or whatever of free lure. You can't do it because you don't have the gag itself. So you're not going to prevent damage for yourself. And if you are lureless and you are doing those things like a solo, you're going to be using a ton of health units because you're constantly going to be getting hit. It is unfair. That's why don't leave off lure. So now I'm going to go for the reasons why I like them. Reason number 1, I have no reason. I'm sorry. There's no benefit to leaving off lure that I've found, besides having drop, trap, and sound. So you're not soundless, but if you're a soundless toon, which I already covered in a different video, you have lure. If you are lureless, all you have is sound, throw, score, drop, trap, and tune up. And tune up isn't even that great. So, it's the least you can have is tune up. If you're lureless and you're never preventing damage, the least you can have is a ton of tune up. Oh gosh, it's just if you are alone, if you're doing like a solo or anything, or if you get trapped or whatever, or if there's 2 Lureless Toons, you guys are dead. You're better off leaving. But if you're alone, trap is unusable. You can't even use trap like you could if you were tune-upless or soundless. You can't use it unless you use an SOS card. So trap is pointless. It's like leaving off 2 gags at once. Plus, like, why would you leave off lure when you can leave off trap, drop, or even tune up? Those are 3 better things to leave off, and you've taken them instead. So, yeah, please don't do this. But lure is essential. It's on the borderline of being mandatory. It's so necessary to have. Lure is that great. It's one of the 2 best ways of taking out cogs or dealing with them. You can lure them, prevent damage, and make your attack stronger, so you can kill them and save your gags, or you can go for sound and killing them instantly anyways. You're leaving off one of those, and leaving off either of those is going to change up the run dramatically. So, sound, which is very effective for taking out cogs. Everybody knows this. It's effective, it's fast, but it's never going to last long in a boss or a flashpoint like the DA office. So if sound isn't going to last, then your alternative is normally lure. If you don't have lure, you're done. You're going to have to follow the group, and if they're out, or if something happens, or you trigger the alarms, you get what I'm saying. It's not a good idea. Don't leave off lure. So even if, people have this excuse, I'm just trying to be different. Please, in this case, that doesn't matter if you're being different or not. it's just not beneficial. It's not helping anyone out. It's like a, what's the word? It's like a, oh my god, it's a liability for the entire group. Every single run you'll be doing, you might be a liability, which is, you never want to be that person. So lure is important and is one of the worst decisions to leave off. Don't go lureless. If you do end up going lureless, however, I really wish you good luck, because you're going to need it. At least people hate you a little less than a soundless toon. People hate soundless toons to death. You know, I personally would rather take a soundless toon than a lureless toon, because they can last longer, and it might not go faster, but at least they'll have, you know, a chance after they're out of, you know, other gags. So what do you guys think? I honestly really don't, I really don't know too well with lureless toons. I hear a lot of hate against soundless toons and tune-upless toons. However, I'm sorry if you are one, but I view lureless toons as the worst, in my opinion. That's the worst gag to leave off, in my opinion. Then probably sound. And, you know, after that, I'd drop, trap, and lure. And tune up, my bad. You know, just don't go without lure. Lure is very important. Remember this. It's one of the 4 more important ones. This block right here, this row of like 28 gags, right? These 4 rows are the most important. I'm going to lay that out right now. That is the most important. Be sure you get all these. If you don't, then you're going to get some hate for it. Then after that, I'd say drop and trap, and I don't really care about tune-up. Tune-up is, you know, optional for me anyways. So that's sort of just my input on them and what people view about them. It's definitely a challenge. I'd say going soundless is not that hard. I would honestly make a soundless toon. If I made a new toon, I would, yeah, eventually I'd try it if I actually played this game as much as I used to. But yeah, going lureless, that is definitely a challenge. Respect to anyone that goes into it knowing that it's a challenge. And I'm Wazzup, and I'm out.